Hello darlings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hahn, I'm a disabled opera singer, and I started using a cane to get around. Here's why. So I have a condition called ehlers-danlos syndrome. It's a genetic connective tissue disorder. Connective tissue is in everything, so it affects everything. But every person with EDS will experience different symptoms and different severities, different times. It just really, it varies person to person. I had never used a mobility aid. Several other people I know with EDS, like all of these lovely content creators, do. Some of them use mobility aids some of the time, some of them use mobility aids all the time, but I just didn't. Like Ali Cravalho and Jamila Jamil, I was open about my EDS, but I just didn't use a mobility aid until like a year and a half ago. In the last 15 years or so, I have started developing more and more pain when walking and more difficulty doing that. It made it more difficult even when I was a teen to do normal teen jobs because I couldn't be on my feet that long, but it never occurred to me to use a mobility aid. I just went, okay, I guess I can't do shifts that are that long, right? This was back when I was like a teen and doing, like restaurant jobs, bookstore jobs. Of course, I worked in a bookstore. You can look at me and tell that this was like an indie bookstore girl, right? But yeah, the accommodations I made for that were just changes in my shifts, never using a mobility aid. Fast forward, this gets better and worse, but mostly worse over the course of the last 15 years until I went to Disneyland with my partner 2 years ago. And then it was real bad. Disneyland, if y'all don't know, lots of walking, many walking, much steps. And I struggled a lot. My partner had to kind of half carry me back to the hotel on one day. So yeah, struggle bus, very real. So then the next time I was planning to go to Disneyland, because I go to Disneyland all the time because I am very much that girl. Actually, I'm that girl. So I was preparing for another trip and I went, ooh, I really don't want to do that again. And my mom just sort of floated the idea, do you want to see if we can find maybe a cane? Maybe. No, I floated that idea. It was me. I was like, maybe I want to see if we can find a cane. My mom was like, cool, I gotcha. We're gonna make sure that it's something really awesome that you love. No, that also didn't happen. I said, I want a cane and that I want it to be something awesome that I love. And my mom said, challenge accepted, because I hyper femme, all of that stuff, also still am not a shopper. Don't love shopping. Whole experience stresses me out, not into it. But my mom, ooh, she do love it. So she made it a mission. A few months before we go to Disneyland for that time, she just texts me a photo. And the photo is of this. Yeah, since I got her, she has lost a little bit of her shine and lost her little hook that, her little strap that makes her, ooh, that was hypermobile of me, that makes her be able to, hang on stuff. But that's because I use her all the freaking time. When she's new, she looked like this. And my mom was like, do you want it? And I went, yes, gimme. So I paid for it and we took my cane to Disneyland and she changed my life. I have never in my entire life been a fast walker. I have always been a slow walker. And as soon as I got a cane, I became a fast walker. It was wild. I beat people places. I have never beat people places. And my rheumatologist later said this was probably because I had been steadying myself to try to deal with my unstable connective tissue when walking my entire life. And then now I didn't need to, so I could just walk. It was great. I became the walking, talking symbol of the idea throughout the disability community that as soon as you start wondering whether or not you might need a mobility aid, that's when you need a mobility aid. Turns out that was fully true of me too. Not a generalization, not a platitude, just a fact. Trust the wisdom of the disability community, folks. The ableism we've all internalized over the course of our years may tell us you need to be a certain level of disabled before you need a mobility aid, but that is not true. You need a mobility aid when it would help you, period. That is the only bar. If it would help you in any situation, no matter how often or infrequently you think you might need it, you should try it. It definitely helped me, for one, and that's just for starters. On top of that, everywhere I went, I got compliments on it too. People would stop me, particularly in Disneyland, where everybody is so happy all the time and everybody's in such a wonderful mood that they just talk to you. People would stop me and be like, I love that. Where did you get that? And they'd talk about why they would need it, or maybe their family member would need it. It was just the best sort of connector with people because people loved the sparkly mobility aid. That was beautiful. I loved that so much. The other thing that I would get was that occasionally I'd get people like looking at me and then looking down at my cane, and I would watch them challenge their ableism in real time. They'd look at me, young person, down, cane, cane sad, cane on young person sad. Wait, cane beautiful. Why is cane beautiful? Are canes beautiful? Are mobility aids beautiful? Are mobility aids actually awesome? I would watch that happen in under a second on someone's face. Glorious, loved it. Happy to stare right back when people stare at me.
Yeah, and those are just some of the discoveries I made going out in public with my sparkly cane. Yes, the first time I used it was a little scary, but my love for it not only helped that fear of what the public's reaction might be, but also like actively changed the public's reaction to it. So having discovered that this cane was not only super helpful, but also super awesome,
now what do? I'm me. Look at my passion for serving looks. So I got more, obviously, because your mobility aid has to match your outfit. So the next one I got, I think, was this one. Also lost her strap over time to match like other sets of outfits. So I didn't just have black, because what happened if I was wearing blue or had pink accessories? Like, she had to go with it, right? And then a collection began. So I got her, again, also lost her strap. At this point, I started asking my Instagram what my mobility aids should be named. I gave them the option of opera characters or Disney characters, and Instagram said both is good. So I ended up with Tosca, Aurora, and obviously Elsa. I got a fourth one a little more recently. Love her, Carmen. She's the one who actually still has her loop, but this is kind of what they look like. They match, obviously. So if I get any more, follow me on Instagram, and you can vote for the name of my next cane too. Actually, while you're there, why don't you go down there? Give this video a little like. Tell YouTube you like it. These are all from Jacqueline Kent Designs. Jacqueline Kent is usually sort of a jewelry and like Tumblr designer, but also does canes. I am not paid by Jacqueline Kent to say any of these things, by the way. I just love these canes. I think if you love your mobility aid, you're more likely to use your mobility aid when you need it. Not every mobility aid user needs their mobility aid all the time. It turns out for me, for my body, I do really well when I use a cane for long distances. And I do like to walk long distances. I walk like 6 kilometers from my house to my acting school, like every week, as part of my studying for my scenes. I love to walk, but my body loves to walk more when I use a cane. I don't need my cane to walk around the house. I'm not walking that far. This is a tiny little Vancouver apartment. I don't have anywhere to go. So because I'm not using it every day, every time I use a mobility aid, I am choosing whether or not to use a mobility aid. And if I have these beautiful colors, this beautiful assortment of canes to choose from, to accessorize my look, to complete the outfit the way some people complete their outfit with a shoe or a purse, then I am more likely to use it when I actually need it. I need it for staging rehearsals of the operas I'm directing, when I'm running around the stage like a chicken with my head cut off and carrying equipment and air filters like Heather and Jan. I need it for running basic errands, from like walking around a mall to walking to the bus. I find it's really useful going upstairs. Like, it genuinely prevents my heart rate from spiking as high as it used to when I did stairs, so I'm no longer lightheaded after only a flight or two. It's amazing. And I had no idea the breadth and scope of the impact a cane would have in my life until I bought one I loved just for the purpose of traipsing around Disneyland with. Turned out, the minute I thought a mobility aid would be useful, it was. I am looking to get a new cane sometime soon. Don't know what color would be available, but now you get to vote. Vote down in the comments as to like what color I should be looking for to complete this array, right? What color do you think I might be missing? What should I be going for next? And what should I name her? I guess they don't all have to be girls. They just seem pretty girly. Disney characters or opera characters only. Leave your vote in the comments. And remember, if you were looking for a joyful little corner of the internet where we could chat about opera, disability, queerness, cats, and tea, you have found it. And if you weren't looking for it, you have found it anyway. So go hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell, keep the comment section full of joy and light, and I will see you in my next video. We start every video with a teeth check. Can't see. Lights are such that I can't see. And challenge their ableism in real time. Alright, and I would watch them and I... Ooh!